Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I am going to let you know the most important thing that you can do if you are just starting over, if you're starting the game for the first time ever, if you're brand new, if you're a veteran player, does not matter. The most important thing you can do at any level of the game is get a very specific hero. This hero is actually going to be none other than Bazric. So a lot of people ask, like, what hero do I get first? Which hero should I save up for and get? If you are starting off on Art of Conquest and you do not have Bazric yet, you want Bazric. It does not matter what race you are. It doesn't matter if you're Rockin', Sylph, Dwarf, Human, Lich, does not matter. The first and only hero you want to prioritize getting is going to be Bazric. This guy is massive. I will show you why, and I'll show you an example build. So as far as why, Bazric is going to do all of your damage. I have Void videos out there where Bazric is doing 1.6 million damage, and all of my archers combined isn't even doing 500,000. He is just a damage beast. So first, let's go over very, very basic gear setup for new players. For more advanced players, you're going to want to go with the Dragon set until you can get the Drake set. Could then go with the Drake set and go with like the +1 items and stuff like that. For newer players, or if you're just starting, this actually works out pretty well. I'll show you the key things, the rest you can kind of play around with. So the key things is you're going to want to get Swift Strike Dagger. You will get, I believe you get one from the Void and then one from Dual Tower that's flawless, like this one right here. But that is going to offer 30% more attack speed. That's going to help out your Bazric tremendously because his skills, his bat splits, destroys everything. However, his auto attacks are nasty. They're super fast as is. So anything you can do to boost those up. The next thing that I would recommend getting is the Moon Bow. This should not take much honor to get. This is going to be super easy for you to craft. And you get critical hit chance plus 20%. So you're going to increase Bazric's crit rate by 20%, effectively increasing his auto attack damage by roughly 20%. However, he has some funky things with crit where like he I think it's every 3 attacks or something like that, he will perform a crit. So it might not be a total of a 20% or increase overall for DPS, but it's still going to help out drastically. The other thing is the edge. So I've been going back and forth when it comes to the edge. I wasn't sure what I wanted to work on maxing out first as far as artifacts, because I do think that the most important first artifact is going to be Leo's Pride. That on Rufio is devastating regardless of your level. However, for the first one to bring up to like 5 stars, I'm actually leaning towards the edge on Bazric because he is just so impactful early on in the game. Now, the reason why this artifact is huge is because it offers attack speed plus 15. Artifacts and equipment items buffs will stack. So having attack speed on both the artifact and the weapon will stack. However, if you have 2 weapons that both offer the same buff, they will not stack. So having the attack speed weapon with the Swift Strike Dagger and the edge, that they're both going to stack on top of each other and just give him even more attack speed. Everything about the edge is just super beneficial for Bazric. We can go through the whole thing. You can read it. I'm sure that you have this artifact. You're going to get this artifact. It just works perfectly for Bazric. Even the resurrection at 5 stars, that's going to be huge because you want your Bazric alive, or it essentially just doubles his effective HP. Now, this is where I feel like I lose people sometimes, is under the abilities. So with Bazric's abilities, this is what I would highly recommend. No matter what, you should have 1 point in everything. I think Midnight Murder you might be able to skip off at like the very beginning, but you know what? Just so I'm not hypocritical, we will put 1 point into it. So no matter what, you want 1 point in everything. So if we go through his abilities real quick, he does have the Ancestral Affliction, so every 12 seconds he breaks free of 1 shackle. Once all of his shackles are gone, then he can cast Bat Splits. That's huge. Now, more about those shackles in a minute. The first ability that he has that you can invest points in is called Flurry. So he splits his basic attacks into flurries of 3 lighter jabs, the third of which is always a critical hit. So this is what I was talking about earlier with increasing his critical chance, where it's going to help him overall, but not quite as much as we think, because every third attack he's going to crit no matter what. After each flurry of attacks, his evade chance is increased by X amount for 0.5 seconds. His critical hit damage is also increased. This is huge. So increasing his crit chance overall, he's going to do more damage. So with the Flurry ability, this is a huge one, and yes, you are going to want this really high, if not maxed out. However, there's 2 other skills that are more important than this, and we'll come back to the Flurry. So bear with me on that. The next one is Night Prowler. So Night Prowler is super important. So what it does is it reduces the interval that Bazric breaks out of his bloody shackles to 9 seconds. Each time he sheds a blood shackle, his attack speed is increased by 12%, and he summons Bat that deals some damage nearby. Once all of them have been shed, Bazric will have 60% bonus attack speed, and his bats will deal more damage. Now, the reason why Night Prowler is so huge is in PvP, for PvP specifically, he cannot cast Bat Splits until he sheds off all of the blood shackles. So the faster you can shed off those shackles, the sooner you can cast Bat Splits. The sooner that you can cast Bat Splits, the sooner you win. It's really that simple. So Night Prowler is the second most important skill to max on him. And no matter what, as you level up Bazric, no matter what, keep this maxed out. Use your skill cards and make sure this one stays maxed out as you're leveling him up. The next one is going to be Take Wing. So this right here is a brilliant 1-point wonder. Of course, it benefits with higher levels. But the first time his health drops below 25%, he leaps into the air, shields himself. He won't become targeted for 5 seconds, then he drops back to the ground, recovering some max health. So pretty much it's a little protective bubble for him for 5 seconds. It's not bad. Definitely worth 1 point. Midnight Murder, pretty much every time he deals damage, it takes a percentage of that damage and hits it to random enemy heroes below 25% health. It can help finish them off. It's worth 1 point. Next is Vampire Bats, and the attacks of Bazric's bats siphon 4% of damage into healing for him, and it causes the enemies to take more damage. This is an awesome ability. This is definitely worth having some more points in, but we do have bigger priorities. So the biggest impact, and probably the reason why Bazric is so important, is because of this one skill. It is called Bat Splits. So what happens is Bazric summons a cloud of bats for 6 seconds to attack enemies. Pretty much they do insane damage. It's AoE. It just kills everything in the area. Now, a couple important things to note. He will be delayed on when he can use Bat Splits if there is a hero deployed. So that means for PvP, for forever in PvP, he's going to have to shed off those bloody shackles. However, if there's no hero deployed by your enemy on the battlefield, meaning the Void, meaning garrisons until heroes can be in garrisons, meaning literally everything in the game besides PvP and garrisons once heroes are deployed in the garrison. Every other aspect of the game, you can use this instantly at the start of the battle. Not only can you use it instantly at the start of the battle, but it does not affect any of your other cooldowns. So it's just like a freebie skill that costs no mana that destroys everything. Oh, and you can cast it twice. This guy is literally insane. So as far as skills, so if you take my advice, you get Bazric. Do this with the skills. 1 point, everything. Everything have 1 point. From there, no matter what, make sure your Bat Splits is maxed out at all times. As soon as Bazric hits 35, for example, I will make sure I have enough skill points, because right now I have 0. I will make sure I have enough skill points to max out Bat Splits. The other important one to make sure that it's maxed out, and we can't do it until level 40, is going to be Night Prowler. absolutely important to max out. With your leftover points, go with Flurry, and if Flurry's maxed out, then definitely Vampire Bats or Take Wind, or depending if you're doing anything crazy, you can consider Midnight Murder. You can play around with other ones to kind of customize Bazrics, but the bread and butter is Night Prowler and Bat Splits, and also Flurry, although that's not quite as important. So what do I mean by the skill cards? You will acquire skill cards or ability cards. They offer +1 more skills. So save these. What I do, and this might not be best, but I find it's really helped me. If I don't need to use them, I don't use them. I don't just throw them on heroes just to have them there and kind of waste space. I save these until I hit like that next tier, because usually a lot of heroes level up to that next tier, and then I use them as needed. And this will just pretty much allow me to use it as effectively as possible without having to reset heroes all the time. I'm sure that there can be arguments being made like I should use a bunch of these and get my Flurry maxed out, which I might end up doing after I record this video because that's a genius thought. But the epic ability cards, these are what's going to make sure that you can keep Bazric's stuff maxed out. He should be your #1 priority for leveling up, and he should be your #1 priority for making sure his skills are maxed out, using ability cards on him like Might, using Stamina, using Command. Well, Command maybe not so much, but definitely Stamina and Might. When it comes to how his Bat Splits works and how come it's so impactful and literally makes him the most important first hero to get in the game, well, I will show you real quick. So he's really good for 2 reasons. The first reason is he attacks really fast and he puts out insane damage because of his jabs. So just his auto attacks are super strong. The second reason is because of the Bat Splits. Look at the range on this, look at the size of the AoE, and it's literally just going to kill everything in that area. You just see everything where that Bat Split was put down just melt. It just melts away. And then, of course, the other reason why he's so good is his auto attacks and how fast he attacks and how much damage he does with each of his auto attacks and all of those little bats. He is insane. So in a couple of seconds, he did 250,000 damage to this random sage. So it's pretty wild at how impactful that is. So Bazric is the #1 priority regardless. Now, there are probably, I think, about 3 different ways to get Bazric. 3 different ways. The first way in which you can get Bazric is to wait until he pops up and you can purchase him for money. If you do this option, I would highly recommend go with the $30 option. Don't break your bank, although you can argue that Bazric is worth it. The second way that you can get him is from hero chests. Now, you can get him from hero chests completely for free. What you will need to do is save up, I don't know why it's not popping up, but the hero coins. You can get these hero coins from multiple ways. You can get them first and foremost from completing your daily activities. So under your daily activities, I think it is the second to last. Nope. Okay, there we go. They're called soul bits. You can get them from just completing daily activities. It's like halfway through your daily activities, you'll be able to get this. You get 4 per day from that. There's also soul bits that come from the login, the daily rewards. If you're Valor tier 8, you'll actually get 20 of them a week, which is pretty nice, or 20 of them every time this comes up. Otherwise, you get 10. The other way to get soul bits is actually from being tier 9 VIP. So if you're tier 9 VIP, you will get an additional, I believe it's 5 every day. So that's actually pretty worthwhile. And you'll just get more and more soul bits. On the bottom where it says he's guaranteed in 34 chests, to get 34 chests, it costs 10 soul bits per chest, so that means I would need 340 soul bits. I currently have 83, so it might take a while to get him 100% free. However, 100% worth it. You have to get him, and you have to get him as fast as possible. There is a calendar option. It's right up here towards this top left. If you click that option, it will tell you the next time that heroes will be coming out in chests. don't waste your soul bits on anything but Bazric until you get him. Normally, you're going to start off with the guaranteed hero in 40 chests. So if you are saving up, 400 soul bits is the maximum requirement to get him. That's quite a bit. The third option, and I don't recommend this option, is you can spend Lunari to purchase soul bits by opening up more. It essentially costs 300 Lunari per one chest. So if there's 40 chests at 300 Lunari, I think, what was that come out to? It comes out to a lot of Lunari. I don't know if that's 12,000 Lunari, but it's a lot of Lunari. Totally not worth it. It's got to be 12,000. So that is way too much Lunari. So just save up your soul bits if you are 100% free to play. There's no hero that is worth it besides Bazric, or you have to get Bazric first. He is just so impactful. Watch my recent Void videos. Watch any of the PvPs. He is just clutch and so important early game, mid game, late game. You're going to love Bazric for the entire time that you play Art of Conquest. And if you don't have him, and other people do, you're going to hate him the entire time you play. So with that, guys, that is probably the most important hero that you can get and how to focus on him early on in the game. With that, I hope that you guys have a fantastic day. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel down below. Leave me a comment. I will get back to you. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a wonderful day.